All right, welcome to this wonderful occasion, and I'm glad to see you all here. And today, I am the one who will be able to be your guest speaker. I am known by the name James Ocora, and I am a psychologist. So I do a lot of research with people's behavior. And today we'll be able to talk about some wonderful thing, and that is our mind. Normally, why we think the way we think, and and only that I do remember. Or have you ever asked yourself a question like, why do other people learn things quite quickly than others, and why do others lag behind when it comes to learning, or others they don't even get there at all? And this is exactly why we are having this sort of discussion, so that you get to understand why it happens and why it doesn't happen to other people. And as you know, we are talking about mindset. I do remember when I was young, whenever my mom sent me to go and buy something from the shop, I will be singing while running to the shop very quickly. And you could probably ask me a question like, what kind of song was that? Of course, it was like me reciting the name of the item I was sent to buy. I mean, this looks funny, but it was hard for me, to master the name that much quickly. Hmm? But every time, I don't recite this, I don't sing while running to shop, I end up buying the wrong item or coming back home with nothing and just tell mom that I forgot. But then I realized that I was learning much more quickly. I do this one or twice, then I know the name of that item, and then I will never forget it. But now reflecting on this experience, and I come to realize that I was learning very quickly like any other kid will do, because by then I had something called the growth mindset. And it was my mindset that made me to learn that much quickly. And I believe you did the same thing, but you had not known. So basically now, let's talk about what we are going to talk about today. And we'll be able to talk to kind of talk about what is a mindset, and the common kinds of mindset that me and you have or other people do have. And then what is the benefit of having probably a better kind of mindset, like a growth mindset. And then what are the ways anyone can get a growth mindset. And according to the decision theory and system and general system theory, a mindset is a set of assumptions, methods, or notion held by one or more people, or even a group of people. There are people with positive assumptions are the ones that have sort of a growth mindset, while the people who don't have positive assumption, or in otherwise they have negative assumptions, are the ones who have fixed mindset. And if you think about it, while you're young, you always want to learn more things, but while we start growing up, we start leaning between these two types of mindset: fixed mindset and growth mindset. And a growth mindset view intelligence and talent as qualities that can be developed over time. For example, like I like technology. If I see someone using some sophisticated technology, I believe that I can do the same thing. I can learn it. But that is not the case with someone who's having a fixed mindset. I actually do believe I do have a fixed mindset. And someone who has a fixed mindset, the people with a fixed mindset believe that attributes such as talent, they are born with the level of intelligence and natural talent they will reach in adulthood. They believe that if someone is a singer, They don't do a lot of practice, but they are born artists. They are born singers already. They don't need too much learning and too much practice to get there, because that is what they have. This sort of thinking can affect us in some other ways. That's why we need to be a little bit far from this. But I'm going to let you know how you can be far away from it and how it can affect you if you do hold it. First of all, the benefit of having a growth mindset is that it reduces burnout. Anyone who has a growth mindset will always be excited to learn new things, as well practice properly whatever they have learned. Therefore, they will always have less tendency of getting overwhelmed, of getting easily burned out. A burnt out, like when you've been doing something too much and at some point you get overwhelmed because you're doing it. But anyone with a growth mindset won't get a burnt out easily, because it's something they love. They love learning new things. And they love the idea that they can do it as long as they put some little effort in it. And they don't suffer burnout usually too much compared to those who have fixed mindset. And secondly, anyone who have a growth mindset will have a fewer psychological problems such as depression and anxiety. I always say that people who are in their comfort zone, they are likely to start complaining, and because they don't want to move, they don't want to do something new, they don't want to try something new, and with all these sort of things, they will start having a lot of psychological issues like depression, like stress. They feel like learning something new is just putting too much stress on them, and that leads to a lot of psychological problems. But those who are having a fixed mindset don't have to face, or few of them face this, but most of them don't have to go through these challenges. And according to a study done by Yearly David Est, says that teaching a growth mindset to junior high school students result in increased motivation and academic performance. Just think about it. If you keep listening, or you come to understand what is a growth mindset and what is a fixed mindset, just doing that will improve your academic performance, and it will give you motivation to do things that you used to think that it is for some sort of people. But now you know that all you need is just a little effort, and then you can also do it. And then there are some other ways that whatever way that you can do, in order to develop this. And for instance, if you want to develop a growth mindset, you probably have to remove the fixed mindset inner voice. There's some notion, some voice inside most of us that tells you that this is not for you. You cannot do it. And if you can get rid of that, automatically you're going to have a growth mindset. And then secondly, you also need to learn to accept failure as part of the process of learning. If you do accept failure, that means that next time you will try again until you have get it right, until you have learned it. If you learn to accept failure, then you're on your right track to developing a growth mindset. And then also, in addition to that, you probably have to get out of your comfort zone. A comfort zone, is just a comfortable place you need to be. If you are lazy, you just don't need to do anything. You just need to sit home and watch a TV, and that is your comfort zone. But if you get out of watching TV and then you get to work or doing something much more productive, and then if you can get out and start doing that, that's how you start developing a growth mindset. And then also getting feedback. Most of the people don't want to get feedback. They don't want to be criticized. But if you learn to get feedbacks of what you have done, from other people, you are on the right track in developing a growth mindset. And I'm pretty impressed with how these things worked out. And we have had a wonderful discussion on mindset already and why it's important. And by now, I hope you know whether you have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. But it's okay if you don't have a growth mindset at the moment. But I do plead with you to do everything under your power or within your power to develop a growth mindset, since your ability to learn as well become a successful person with a bright future relies on your mindset. And it was wonderful having this wonderful discussion with you, and thanks for coming.